Houston. Welcome to the Morning Show with B.B. Burns.
Well, we'll forgo the Aggie jokes we were all telling during the break, but we're talking with the Coalition for Barrier-Free Living folks, both Lex and Joyce Frieden, and we're talking about the possibility of setting up a center. It's no surprise that Houston does not have a whole lot of facilities on an organized basis for handicapped people, and the support facilities in a town of what metropolitan area of 2 million people, it's hard to believe that there aren't, because how many people would you project are handicapped in the Houston area, Lex?
Probably, you know, based on those estimates, 150,000, 200,000 individuals with really obvious disabilities or disabilities that interfere with their day-to-day functional life. We're going to know more about that because one of the efforts that the Coalition is involved in is a demographic survey in cooperation with the City of Houston's Community Development Division. We have a task force on the handicap that's right now beginning a telephone survey to find out what proportion of the population of Houston is handicapped. It may be much higher than in other parts of the United States because our climate attracts handicapped people, and in spite of what you may feel that there is a lack of services in the Houston community, some of the most outstanding and progressive service agencies for handicapped people exist in this community. The Texas Medical Center incorporates the Texas Institute for Rehabilitation and Research, and,
yes,
we have some other outstanding service agencies, the Lighthouse for the Blind, and we could go on and name many other agencies that help handicapped people. The problem that we find is that there is no centralized service center so that handicapped people can go and socialize, so that they can go and recreate, so they can find space to run programs of their own, and so that they can more or less manage their own integration, their own programs, and so on and so forth.
You're looking for a $3 million grant. Now, we know that the federal government gives money to Houston and other cities in the form of community development grants. Would that money come from the money from the federal government? Is that how that would work, or do you have some other way of getting money?
Well, I think there are probably many ways to get money. If you're interested in doing a community-based project, as we are, we feel as though this is a project that will serve not only handicapped people, but in fact the entire community, because it will help handicapped people become more normal in our community and begin to relate to each other on a better basis, and begin to have some means of making routinized kind of systematic input into some of the processes that occur in our government and in our commercial day-to-day lives. So we've approached the Community Development Division. In fact, they've been very cooperative in working with us over the past 2 years to develop a proposal to fund at least part of this center through community development funds, through that large block grant. We're proposing that approximately $3 million for funding for the center would come from that source at the present time. But in order to make it a community effort, we're going to need support from other agencies, from foundations, from private individuals, and so on, to build the backbone of that center. It's probably going to cost more after we are able to find some land. We have not located a site yet. After we have the plans drawn up, and I saw the first sketches of those plans yesterday, and it's really exciting. I'm anxious for other people to see those plans. We'll have to come back and show you the outline of the center. It's really exciting to see that begin to come to life. It'll cost more than $3 million, and so we'll have to approach other agencies and foundations for that funding, and then on a long-term basis, we'll need to provide operating and maintenance fees for that location.
I guess it's important to emphasize to the public that you're not just going to be servicing people in wheelchairs, but people with low vision, people with hearing handicaps, and all kinds of different handicaps.
Right.
How about children?
Sure. In fact, one of the proposed parts of the center will be a daycare center for handicapped children who have some kind of special need, perhaps, that they're not able to meet in other daycare centers in the community. And we can begin then to bring people in from those daycare centers to learn about handicapped people in that center, and that's the way that we intend to use the center as an educational kind of place as well as, yeah.
Yes, 77025.
Okay, fine. We thank both of you for being with us this morning. And once again, it's not going to be as cold tonight, so stay warm today. Bye-bye.